Hey, welcome back once again. We're here. I was muted for a second. I apologize about that one, but nonetheless, we are here once more. I know it was a bit of a wait after our previous match in between Brazil and Chile was not able to be completed. Well, it was completed just in a rather unsatisfactory way, let's say, with a bit of a no-show on the side of Chile, unfortunately. However, as far as importance goes, well, it was just an exhibition match at that point because Argentina had already qualified. But now it is time for North American action, and we are gonna get the U.S. versus Canada, so as far north as we can. And indeed, I think it's gonna be a pretty nice one, won't you, Lena?
Yes, exactly. I mean, I think that's one of the most expected matches, right? That we wanted to see, and especially since it's going to be a best of three, so it should be a lot of
Oh yeah.
fun, particularly between these two, and especially because I mean they are like the big ones, like they have players who are
Yeah.
like in top tier teams, like they have been at least. So that's great. I mean, because that secures that we're going to see like a really close and good CS.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we are going to see the rosters in a few minutes, and I guess I don't have to tell you guys a lot of about these players. I mean, just seeing the names should be enough if you are fans of CS. But in case you're not familiar as well, we'll get to show you that in a bit. And as Lena said, by the way, since there's are the only two teams in this qualifier, this best of three match will decide who makes it into the next phase. So this qualifier definitely gonna be tough. Well, we'll get to see when we get to see, but nonetheless, I can, if in case you guys can tell, I'm really excited to see this one develop.
And I mean, I was just thinking about like no pressure, right? Like it's just two teams just facing each other, but it's all about I mean, one best of three is just going to decide everything. So well, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, no pressure, but yes, a little bit. So that's something that it might maybe put a little bit of nerves in the players, but I mean, I'm not sure they are really experienced, in this kind of tournaments anyway. So it's not like it's going to put like or add like an extra pressure for this particular match. And especially since they know each other, like they have been playing together. I mean, we will see it just in a few moments, respectfully. I mean, particularly with the roster of the United States. So let's just check it out, Roy, because particularly this one, we have a George Breeze Automatic Jr. and a Swisher. And I mean, at least right now in this very present, Breeze, Auti, and Junior are playing in the same team. So, I mean, what else, do you want from that one? They know how to work in their synergy, and I don't know, it could be really surprising and how good they could work together.
I mean, these are all experienced players. We've seen it in the big in the big scenarios, in those big plays under the spotlights, and so the opportunity is right here, without a doubt. This is the most experienced team that we've got so far. So Canada, well, they do have their work cut out for themselves, but there's also quite a few very, very important names that we're going to be dropping when we get to see their roster.
Yes, definitely. That's, as I say, something that, at least for Canada, they we'll be a little bit worried about how good these players work together. And I mean, at least on the other side, well, it could be really surprising for them, but still, I think Canada has like a really good chance against them.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've seen it previously, right? Like even if it's a very like in this case, it's a little bit tougher for the reposition, of course, because there is so much synergy already being worked on. Like the three guys being on the same team, it really, I think, it's gonna go a long way because they were used to working with one another, and the scene also it's used to knowing one another. However, I think the same could be said for the side of Canada, in which those players are also gonna have plenty of experience to go by. So I don't think that particular thing is gonna be like as important in this match, but I do have to say that I think synergy may come into play in for the US. However, let's see if we do have it at the ready. Also, that Canadian roster, so that we can talk a little bit about it as well. I mean, the Canadian roster also going to be ready to rumble here. Let's not forget they only get one shot in this best of three. They are DJ, Tensky, Walker, Jols, and Pluto. And they are going to be representing our brethren from the north, Canada. I mean, these guys better be cold-blooded as well because they are about to need to keep their wits about themselves to face off versus that super talented U.S. roster. But there is a lot of talent. That is not to say that there isn't in this one, because I mean the names speak for themselves as well.
Yes, that's very true, and I mean, especially since all the, I mean, the career, that these players already have. So I don't know. It's going to be again a little bit too interesting, and I mean, I'm more excited about which maps we are going to see in this best of three, because I mean, I don't know, for the United States or in Canada as well. I just feel like I don't know, they do like Mirage, as I mentioned it like in previous days, about how can change, for the regions, like the preferences of which map you want to play the most, and especially for US it's like Mirage, like straight away. But also I do feel like maps as Inferno, it could really work very well with them. So I don't know, it's just a little bit interesting about these choices when it's like about the maps.
And we do have a little bit of insider scoop in that regard. I don't know if we're going to get to see it on screen or not. And it seems like indeed it will. You can see where the first map is going to be. It is not going to be Mirage, but it will be Inferno right there. And it was the US's pick. Of course, and neither Canada nor USA are going to be strangers to this one, but we'll get to see who will knows it just a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a typical map as well to play. So it just need to add a little bit more spice, but who is just going to play it better. So that is just going to to be a good start, for the first map. I'm really glad and I like it. I like the way that we can actually start with this one. But I mean, we usually mention this a lot about how close an Inferno map can be, because it gets you the chance to counterattack like a super aggressive T side, and especially, I mean, just having a really good positioning as a CT, it could, do wonders for you, and especially with these rosters. I mean, we already talked about how good they are. So yeah, this is just about who is just going to aim better, I guess.
I guess it will come down to that. I mean, both these squads are going to know the strats inside and out. It's about how well they can coordinate. And of course, the US, even though they have a slight bit of an advantage in that regard, well, let's see what Canada can bring to the table this time around. And let's see where they're going to take us next as well. I mean, after this one, I'm interested in seeing if we'll get to spoil it a little bit later because the info is right here and done beforehand. But nonetheless, though, I hope the players are getting ready because we are about to go into Inferno. And well, I mean, there is not much else left to say, just a little bit of excitement pre-match. And well, these players are no strangers to these ones.
Yes, definitely. It's going to be really fun to watch in particular. But well, Roy, seems that I don't know. I'm just excited of how things will go, especially since we have a second map on Ancient. That's the choice of Canada for this particular one, and the decider is going to be just a Mirage. I mean, yeah, typical. It's like they wanted to play this one. They didn't even bother in ban Mirage, because it's like, okay, if it goes, I don't know, like one side or another, we can just decide this in a good Mirage that it's like well known for all of these players of this region.
Yeah, of course, NA loves its Mirage, and that is where things are gonna get decided if we do go to that third map. However, first pick gonna go the way of the US, and well, let's see if Canada can, well, prove them what they're made of in there. I mean, after all, just a little bit of extra confidence just by knowing exactly what you want to do for starters. But nonetheless, I think definitely one of the most experienced matches that we're going to get to see today. And one of these squads, they're going to be representing their country in the international scene as well. Do not forget, these are qualifiers, for the World Esports Championships. That is going to take place in ESC in 2023, a little bit later in the year. So, for this 15th iteration that we've had for the World Esports Championships, well, one of these squads will get a chance to fight not only for glory, but also $100,000 that are going to be happening to be sitting pretty there for one team to take. However, well, it seems like we are about to jump straight into the game. So I hope that you guys are ready for the action.
Yes, of course, we are ready. I hope people also, it's supporting, especially because, I have seen like lately in the chat, it's not more about, of course they are supporting their own country, but sometimes it's more about the player, like I see like they just cheer on a specific player, so that's also really nice to see, because it's a good chance to see like your favorite player playing in a team where it's not his main team, but also it's like a taste about the way that he plays, so that's really good, and that's but also beautiful to see in some way. So Roy, I cannot wait just to start at this Inferno match, because I have a lot of expectations, particular with this beginning, because I don't know, it's just like I'm thinking about how they're just going to try to face each other, like who is just going to be the most aggressive team, especially on the T side. Like I want to see a lot of these fights in Banana, as we just saw on the north cone of Latin America with, I think it was Costa Rica with Ecuador, maybe. I'm not quite sure about which map we saw. Well,
was it Honduras?
Which teams? I think so. I don't know, but
I'm trying to remember as well. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm like just working really hard here in my brain, but we saw that a lot. Like how many battles we just got with nades, and they were like completely blinded in some points, and the round, it was like pretty decisive, at the very beginning. So that's the kind of things that I like to see sometimes, when they just go full wild, into the action.
This is a type of match in which you can do that as well. Of course, I'm sure that the teams are taking this seriously, of course, because of what's at stake. But also, there is a little bit of extra element in fun, because like for one, this type of world championship style of competition really lends itself. So okay, guys, let's leave our differences aside and let's bring like the original pride into it, and that just also means like showing off just a little bit, just the slightest bit, to make sure to showcase their skill for everybody to see.
Yes, it's just about we say a lot about the pride, especially with the matches that we saw yesterday. I think it was that it was not exactly like a qualifier, because they will not longer like get a spot for it, but it's just the pride. It's just for the ego as well. So you want to, and also, I mean, make good stats, for your profile. Like, oh, I got this KD, this headshot percentage rating, like, I don't know. It's just to show off a little bit about that. So, Roy, yeah, we just need to wait a little bit longer with that one, because it's going to be fun to see an Inferno. I think, well, besides that match between Costa Rica, Honduras, I think that was the only Inferno that we had before, right?
I do believe it was. We've only seen it once so far, and it was a bit explosive at the very beginning. Yeah, Ancient, it's been quite a bit more. Like, we did see it in the match in Guatemala versus Colombia. That was an interesting one as well, for starters. Let's not forget, also, just as a quick reminder, the teams that have already qualified in the different regions here in the Americas. For the northern cone of South America and Central America, it was Guatemala and Colombia. For the southern cone, it was Argentina, and now we're about to find out for the northernmost part, will it be Canada or will it be the US?
Exactly, this is like the start, especially with that perfect flash. Holy moly, Dinsky is no longer, well, in this very first round. The USA side already took the banana control, and this could be really good, especially if you want to try to fake it, that it's exactly what is going to happen right away. The 3 players at least trying just to get control. Okay, what a wreck over there. It was completely wrecked over there.
It was a beautiful shot, and the flank is coming as well. George, look at him go. And just like you said, from that play on banana, the US are able to establish control over towards A. And this may be all she wrote, judging by how the numbers developed. And well, Canada, they're going to have to start on the back foot.
This is, well, definitely a hard start for them. Rick just took another one, I think it was. I'm not quite sure what just happened over there, but yeah, he got the double for him. George, Swisher, and Rush just finished with that one. And I mean, Canada just got the chance to take one down in that pistol round where it went straight away and full for the United States side. Especially, I mean, after planting the bomb, that's going to give them that economy, enough to just buy. Maybe it's not, enough to buy an AK-47, but we have Galils, MAC-10s, and especially on the T side in this very beginning of the round, you want to farm that. You want to get the bonus that it gives you, let's say, to take kills with just the MAC-10, so that's something that you definitely need to look for, and that's why George Boiler, he's just trying to put a little bit of pressure over there, and especially leave, well, a little bit out of their possession of Canada over there, even though they have 3 players already on the A side.
Seems though like a little bit of extra pressure was gonna at least be attempted. Smokes being exchanged to the United States. They play with plenty of time left, still over 50 seconds or just so. George trying to gather a little bit of info on the other end. Of course, we know be quite busy for the time being. They're just waiting for the call, and the play is ready to be made right here. You better turn left or right, Jules. Going to be shooting right there. Amazing damage being exchanged so far, and as predictably so, going the way of the US in the numbers exchange. Those dualies are putting in the work here for Rec. And dualies turned into doubles. Nice stuff being done right there by the US. Of course, it's only the beginning, but amazing work being put on by them.
I mean, how confident you need to be just to take your dualies out and take a double like that, because he was especially like pushing through the smoke. I mean, I think it was Pluto over there. Like he wasn't even looking at it. He wasn't aware at all. Because I mean, even for me, it's something that you don't expect. Like who's just going to walk through this smoke, right? So yeah, they distract and how the way. Well, he needed to do this, and especially right now after getting the second round on board for them, this could work really well, especially right now with all the banana control that they do have, and there is no Canada players in the B side.
All right, seems like we're gonna get to fix it in a bit. We'll see now. Completely free here for the US and plenty of time to booth, so let's see what Canada can do. Can they get a couple of exits at the very least? They do manage to get a little bit of damage. That is going to mean something because that AK is going to be switching teams, switching sides now, going to be supporting the northernmost part of North America. Regardless, though, the US have already secured this round for themselves. And they are looking clean while doing it. And so far, so good for the Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that they lost that AK, but still pretty good to secure another round. Especially in this instance, because, I mean, it's their pick, their map pick of the US, so it's fine, like, they are displaying, like, the way that they know how to do it, and even, especially with this, good way to start, it's the first map, and that's the way they want to just close this, they want to finish it, and I'm hoping for great things over here. But, I mean, Walker could be really dangerous and lethal with AWP. Okay, I don't know what I just did, but he just got some damage. 43 HP for him. He was just trying to get an early pick, early advantage from top mid, but he was just pushed away. He was forced to just go back to the side, and now Canada seems that they want to put a really good fight into Banana, where the pressure should be really done in here, even though the United States decided just to go straight away from a balcony and take the first advantage there. That is good trades between two players, but Greg and Rush just putting the difference in there. Oh my god, they wasn't expecting DJ that close, and he got the double. Greg at least, well, getting another one on board for him. He's playing really well. I mean, 9 kills so far. This speaks about how great he feels right now. Pluto end up with a little bit of that momentum that the US was having, but Drake, yeah, he just needed to. Yeah, no problem. I got it. I got this, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, and 9 turned to 11 all of a sudden. Rek knowing how to close out around nuts, keeping a beat with his aim right there. Display from DJ, making things a lot more interesting here for Canada. However, at the very end, Rek will not be denied. And this is the type of gameplay that we have come to expect from players such as this. I mean, they're definitely an all-star lineup that the US are showing up right here. And, well, there is a reason why we do have the US up by 4 rounds to Canada's nothing so far.
Yes, I mean, they definitely are struggling a little bit with that, especially after Junior getting the first blood of this 5th round. And, well, yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit painful to start this way. But that's something that the US needs to take the advantage, of the mental, that they are having right now. Because I even can tell that Canada are playing, well, a little bit worried. I don't know, because they were trying to play together, like that over rotation on a B side was at least a good try, to expect the US to go full entry. But I mean, Kensky wasn't even aware of George just walking and the rest of his teammates through arches, So after getting the picks on the B side, that was just a good reading, because he was just trying to rotate, Tensky was like, okay, there is like some people over there, so I need to, well, I mean, to rotate basically, but he just got
Yeah.
a really bad timing over there. It's just crazy how US are feeling comfortable in this map. But again, it's their pick. Like, okay, makes sense, right?
Makes sense. Definitely it does. And of course, makes sense that Rec is the one ends up closing out things here for the US once again. And look at the way Canada have been put into blender a couple of times already. Finally gonna go full pedal to the metal. And we'll see. Can Walker be challenging the likes of the Stars and the Stripes right now that he is gonna be packing a little bit more heat? What do Canada need right now? I mean, you mentioned a little bit of the maybe not enough confidence in certain regards, in certain plays, and that could really pay dividends in competitions such as this. The mollies are going to start to fly. Just some early info being exchanged right here. See what the US bring, because I mean, I don't think I have to repeat myself, but I will nonetheless. So far, so good for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just like how you can describe like how confident they feel, like in general, especially with their archers control. I think this is just amazing. The flash, team flash over there, right? Didn't stood a chance, but that means that yeah, something good for Canada. Jill's getting another kill, but still two players right now taking well, another important kill. Switcher and George got a trade, but Walker from side in calling that AWP scope is going to be really hard to try to avoid that, especially when they need to plant the bomb, when they need to take the side. Jules, oh boy, took a junior without a problem, but now, yeah, couldn't do anything else. Jules was, well, a really good pillar, you know, in that decision and that to define, I mean, and how the round went in favor for Canada, and especially this kill from DG as well. It's just really nice that they are, well, you know, being a little bit more patient, and that's definitely something that makes the difference in situations like this where US are being a little bit too explosive, you know, in their executions.
I mean, the US can really afford to make plays such as that, and it would really not matter too much, or too much, I should say, because of course, Canada, they make their efforts worth it. Finally, they're gonna get the first one on the board. However, I don't think the US want to go quiet into that type of situation. Let's see who is gonna be the decider here yet again for Canada. Last time around, the US, they ended up falling. Situation, will it repeat itself yet again? I mean, if Canada bring that same type of heat yet again, that could definitely be the case. Setting up for defense yet again, be heavily occupied. Slowing down the banana push for just a couple of seconds right there. Pluto getting ready to do just that one more time. So far, only damage being exchanged. Joe's going to have to retreat a bit further back. Look at the way that the US are trying to gain control. A lot of space being pushed already. And we know how that can go for Canada. I mean, after all, the US have been great with their aim in this first few rounds.
Yes, definitely. And oh my god, that move are trying to full execute on B side. I mean, they already got one player from Canada rotated to the B side, but the rest seems to end up on A. But no, seems like it's going to be a double fake, especially, I mean, at least we have one player trying to take Archer's control and, well, put a little bit of pressure on the CT side. But Tensky, it's really aware of the situation, and at least make them wonder, you know, like, what's going on, what's happening. And with our problem break was just already from Arches taking the first kill over DJ. This is the perfect execution, but Pluto was already in a good spot. At least took one, but George, quick just to take and make the difference. Jules from Coffins. Yeah, I mean, what could you expect from that play? They double fake the executions.
They
It's
double
just
faked.
insane, mind blowing, like how US just pulled that round off, but that's how you play Inferno. Like, that's it. You know, you can fake a lot. I think it's kind of similar with Overpass, you know, in that matter. I mean, in Overpass, it's a little bit harder because you need to fake or know a little bit more of utility, in particular to, you know, throwing from the bedrooms, you know, for to B.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like in Inferno, it's a little bit easier with that one. So they did it. You know, I just love it. I just love how crazy an Inferno can be and how fun it is to watch. Because I mean, we were just watching on the minimap and it was crazy to see like how the city players were running like to one side to another. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I love they're definitely showing their cowboy skills right here, the US. Showing that they can lead them wherever they want to, and those mind games are being greatly employed by the US so far. Also, enabling that play by getting that kill towards Arches. That was some amazing fragging on his part. Pluto gonna decide to get a little bit more aggressive this time around. It seems like Canada are done playing games. That wall of fire is gonna stop them for just a bit, looking like incantations. Somebody called Dumbledore right here. Nonetheless, though, boys in blue getting ready for the aggression. Joel's definitely was. Swisher not gonna get much more than just a little bit of info from that situation. Still, though, the US have 4 strong, and Joel's already quite lit up. Which goes the right way, and Rush was not going to hesitate. Immediately making a move, and we do see Junior also getting a pick, which is going to go massive, going to completely open things up here on B. Right, going to make sure no stragglers are around that molly, and that is how you play for an execution.
A good execution once again. It's just like so hard to actually think of how what can Canada do different. You know, even I can speak properly because I'm just trying to think as if I was playing. You know, it's like, okay, what's going on, guys? Yeah. What we can do differently? You know, in this certain well, things, especially with the banana control, but it's still pretty good, like the way the states are feeling in that matter, you know, in particular, because they are just aiming faster, you know, like the duels are being, well, way better on the T side. And again, I think I said this yesterday, but being on the T side, you feel a little bit more comfortable having an AK in your hands, you know, because it's stronger. I mean, you just need one bullet to completely blow out some brains. So at this point, yeah. I just feel like that's the advantage, that mental advantage that it could give you. And I mean, you can add, of course, the skill that these players have, you know, is like, yeah, it's impossible to try just to stop that. But okay, that Molly just literally went straight away to his teammate head. So lucky a little bit because he got some damage, but now Junior might get just the first advantage pick, and he did over Pluto. Walker now just taking App's control. That was just perfect to try to stop a little bit more the madness that United States been doing lately, but Swisher again with that pick. Insky is completely down, and once again, Canada is running out of options, especially in this retake, but Jules at least put a situation in a 3v3. Or not anymore.
Oh, man. Yeah, the Junior is going to very fastly switch that one the other direction. Now Walker going to be running for defenses. He doesn't want a part of anything on what the U.S. are bringing to the table right now. He has to keep this M4 in his hands. I mean, it was just beautifully played there by the U.S. And yet again, I think that it also does come down to the fact that they're just showing so much confidence with their shot, right? Like, it's it's been showing how the US are able to just maneuver around and then get the aggression that they not only need but really want to try and push Canada's boundaries right here. And it's been tough to watch for Canada. However, for the US, it's a whole nother story, especially when Junior's hitting shots like those.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good upper, you know, like, he's well known for that, and all the trajectory that he has as well, it's a little bit too crazy, so you can already tell that the confidence that an AWP could give him, well, it could blown out of proportion, you know, in his own mental to be this impactful, you know, in the round. So, well, at least once again, after Canada finally taking the control of Banana. Oh, that molly, that was so close over there to burn someone. But seems like United States is just going to decide and try to execute Mitch. We also enter A, but after Tinsky and Joel's kills, oh my god, that was definitely something unexpected over there. Ludo, well, I mean, the double set of holding apartments, just a good way to take the US a little bit out of balance, you know, because they definitely weren't expecting that kind of play. And I mean, usually you don't, but definitely that's something that Canada needs to do different. And I mean, yeah, it's working. They put the advantage right now in a 4v1.
I mean, it's those type of wild card plays that they are gonna need it to challenge a squad that's been looking as solid as the US have. I mean, Swisher is still finding frags regardless of the situation. He is gonna make sure to not go quiet into the night. However, after all, they get wiped out completely. Canada gonna put only the second one on the board so far. And well, the US, they could clearly afford to let go of a few of those situations. After all, but nonetheless, let's see how they answer back, because so far that has been the theme, at least it was in the first round that Canada got right off the rip. The US came out of the gate swinging, and it doesn't matter if there is sight or not. This man looking quite different right here. Pluto, though, not gonna let them approach for free. Banana control being won by him. However, look at the pressure that the US is trying to make happen. However, Pluto doesn't get denied right there. Matter of fact, he has just enabled this round pretty much for the side of Canada. And a little bit of trading right there. Canada know how to play their position. It got a bit scary. However, perfect awareness coming in as far as how the position and the numbers were developing. So Canada ends up getting that one after those beautiful plays coming in from Pluto.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the fact that Canada is playing a little bit more like together, you know, so that means, I mean, that trade immediately from Walker was just on point, because they almost lost that 1v3 where, so that it's a little bit too dangerous, you know, to let that happen. So it's fine that Canada are just trying to take the trades quickly, you know, as quick as you can, because at that point you have George, you have Rect, who is like 14 kills so far, and also I think Switcher has been doing like a really good job. Oh, Walker, he just got a junior down, but Rect, oh my god, with just the deagle, and Switcher with the double to take the whole Banana control, that gives them like a whole pass, like free pass to the B side.
Pluto, who he said? You did that with an AK, I can do it with whatever the hell I want. Oh my lord, that was a play and a half. And I guess this is how the US do it. Just when they manage to brute force their way through. And when you have the confidence in your shot, I mean, you can do pretty much anything, right? Even a deagle in hand, it doesn't really matter, right?
Deagle again.
Yet again. I mean, if I'm DJ, I'm not feeling too confident in this position. let me say, especially because of
Yeah.
how he's been shooting. But we get denied of that one wreck. Unfortunate for him at the very end. Let's see what DJ can do here now that, well, the bomb is about to go off into the heavens.
Oh, that was sad. I mean, DJ was 27 HP. That was almost too close, you know, to at least, I don't know, hit him in the foot, you know? That's just one
Yeah.
bullet that he needed over there. So this is just, well, sad, but it's going to give them that extra chance to at least save the M4, you know, because well, I mean, Canada need it like desperately, especially right now. We are in round 13, where United States is up to 9, just 3 rounds on the side of Canada. So that could end up really, really bad. But Tensky, just with the aggression and the P250, took Rex's head, and Junior from under. Okay, he's just going to try to help the rest. And he was able to get a double, but somehow the situation ended up being in a 2v2. It was that fast that we couldn't even see which moment, you know? I just saw Penske kill.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, then everyone was gone. But DJ has also a really good positioning here. That was the smartest idea, to try just to walk towards B. Especially since it's just Jules with the 5.7. I mean, it could be really dangerous with just a pistol, but I mean, against an AK and it's Junior, it's George, it can definitely be fast enough to make a difference. Molly right away from New Fox with Jules took the double. Okay, I was saying,
you called it,
right? Like, I don't think it happens. It's unlikely, but it did it with just the 5.7. Oh my god, I hate the 5.7, you know? It's a good moment because, for example, P250, it's really accurate. You know, you just need one good bullet. You need to just do the job. But 5.7, it's, you know, the recoil is a little bit weird. So, I don't know. I don't even, I mean, just saw it the second kill. He took a little bit. Okay. You know what? I want this match to be played just with pistol. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like this for a couple of rounds already. It's been back and forth. Last round, it was Canada. And now, it is looking a little different. Joel's not going to be the one to taste that type of lead. It was going to be DJ. And we've seen just how much the United States are able to snowball their position. However, Joel's looking as deadly as ever. Regardless, though, they managed to get their hands on those AKs. They're back on track right here. All of a sudden, situation completely turned on its head by the fact that from a single pick, like I said, the US are able to make so much more. You give them an inch and they will take the full mile. It's been like that so far, and we are not even through with our first half, and the US already on double digits.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I'm still surprised for how crazy shots we have seen for from different pistols, you know, like P250, the Duales at the beginning as well. Tech 9s now for the States. I mean, they took that round with just pistols as well, so I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely really fun to see. I mean, we just saw they have, yeah, I mean, 2 AKs, 1 M4 that one of the players took, but it's still a pretty good way, you know, to start at the beginning of the round. I mean, Junior just literally ran on mid, you know, from and took that headshot. So I don't know. It's just so crazy too. Definitely crazy. But this is the last round of the first half, where once again Canada trying to fight back that banana control, and especially with 3 other players. So this is interesting, especially right now, since the United States are also putting a little bit of that same pressure on mid. This is DA just playing with the mag really close, and it could be really annoying to actually get a kill, you know, with this weapon. Tensky just waiting for the flash, but he showed up a little bit. That was unlucky, definitely. Now yeah, he got that kill with man. Just so annoying. I swear he right now after taking the AK was able to take the third one, but still Pluto trying to do something and helping that numbers, you know. But now DJ on the back, that could be a really bad timing, but still wasn't able to take that. Oh boy, Swisher too fast. And right now, that's definitely the call if you kill the flank, that's all you need, you know, like just run through the other side. It's just so perfect and so lucky at the same time for Canada, but still we have the rotations from Canada, just one player in Moto. Bomb is going to be planted. But this could be a really hard one, especially since Walker is just 15 HP. Okay. Okay. Walker, it's fine. Fast and Furious over there. But Swisher has also a really good positioning.
Gonna immediately turn around Swisher here. He has one job, and it's to make sure that doesn't come to pass, and this is how the first half goes. Not even 5 rounds to Canada's side, and it's not like there weren't contentious rounds, right? Like, such as this 15th one that we just saw. However, it has to be said, Canada, what are they lacking right here? It seems like they've got a couple of situations in which they were supposed to be coming out on top. But it is the prevailing confidence on the side of the American players that has been getting them on top. And now, well, they don't have to play against the clock. So what happens when you add confidence to a little bit more confidence, right? Like just knowing that you don't have to press for the issue. However, I mean, the U.S. Very comfortable playing on the more aggressive side, let's call it. Now, let's see what Canada can do if they can take a page out of their book. Because, I mean, they are in dire need of doing so.
Especially since, I mean, you can tell of the way Canada is playing right now, a little bit more slower than we usually see in a PSO round, where you need or want, you know, to take the momentum of having the Glock, because it's easier to rush with a Glock, of course, you know, like you have the speed to do it, and especially to try to fight some USPs, you know, where you need to be a little bit more patient, be a little more slow. But in this situation, well, I mean, Junior just with the dualies once again. At least Walker got the trade fast enough, but he just got some damage, 58 HP, and Rick, and nobody was just cleaning new boxing. He was able to take at least one more kill. DJ, on the other hand, to stop with the madness of this player, and he's the timing, and Jules couldn't make and close with the second kill and last one of Rush, so now he needs to retake this by himself in a 1v2.
Easier, much easier said than done right here. He doesn't miss any bullets right there, but DJ, who's definitely been putting in the work here for Canada, gotta give a couple of extra love tabs. This might be the gateway for Canada to try and make it back. They definitely need as much as they can take. And of course, with a pistol round, this is how it may start. But we've seen just sometimes the US don't care. Like, Canada have got situations such as this in which they are forcing the hand of the US, and some way, somehow, they still manage to get it. And just like that, Junior not gonna get too tardy on that one. He's gonna be swift with it. That scout gonna be barking right from the rip. Matters not what scoped weapon this man is using. I mean, that aims is still gonna be right there. And Canada, well, what was looking so well for them, it all has turned around in just a couple of seconds, of course. Still, gonna try to get those bonus kills here for the side of the boys in yellow. Nonetheless, though, look at George trying to get very aggressive. That was nice assistance right there, coming right in. Pluto, though, Trying to make sure the situation changes immediately so. The US only have numbers, but Canada have now made it onto site.
Oh, how close was that? I mean, the perfect flash as well. It's just crazy. Good timing, good reading, especially from the United States to take at least 3 players down. So right now, Jules needs to be aware of both sides. He needs to. Yeah, the timing wasn't going to pay off over there.
Ooh.
But Rect with the 5-7 once again was just ready. Now Pluto.
No way.
Maybe he's like, oh, he thought for a moment,
Well,
you know, like, that was so close. That's
Oh,
crazy
man.
right now from United States. But I mean, it's their map pick. Of course they're going to feel confident.
Of course they
And
are
headshot,
indeed.
That's crazy.
I mean, it was a nice attempt from the Canadian boys, but it's just not enough. And yet again, it is superior positional play that the US are gonna capitalize on and take fully to the bank. Already trying to cause a distraction right there. Let's see where the tide takes us. Crossfire being set up right there. Rec not gonna get very forgiving in this situation. It doesn't matter if these guys are friends or not, if they're from the same region or not. You are on the other team, and this man is gonna try to claim your head.
Oh, still sad about the timing that Canada had in that moment. I mean, that's a really nice kill from Jules. Oh, again, the timing. They seem like they came close, you know, properly. That moment, you know, because they hit that, like, the shot, but it's not enough because the timing is like on the United States side in somehow, you know, they just walk, they just hide, and it's so unfortunate for Canada, definitely. But still, Pluto alive against 3 players. I mean, 2.5 or 2 in a ghost, because Switcher is just 1 HP, so that could not end up really well. But they do have the bomb in control, so 30 seconds on that clock, and he needs to try something, at least, you know, getting 1 kill. Oh, okay, that's it. Swisher, like the ghost.
Oh,
Oh, that was a really nice try. I was a little bit too worried about George, but he managed to close that. 13 rounds now in favor for United States, and Canada just got 5 so far, Roy.
all this so far, and it's at this point. I mean, we talked about the great start for the second half that Canada had, but in the end, they weren't able to do much afterwards. And it is those little situations in which the US know exactly the type of play that they want to go for, like just getting the trades right there. Oh, George is getting very busy right here. Rush as well. It got a bit too close for comfort for a second. However, nothing that an F4 can't solve. And that is how Jules, well, he lost all his friends in the meantime. And now he's going to join them. At least, no, a little bit of separation anxiety, I guess. And the US, they now only have 2 more rounds to go. Boy, has this Inferno been going fast. Definitely so, Lena. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Can this comeback even be made? I mean, we've seen it in different regions. We've seen it in different scenarios. But with the type of play that we are seeing from the US, I'm hard-pressed to say that it's possible.
And, well, yeah, it's just like at this point, I'm just screaming, you know? I'm just like, all the time, because I'm so worried, especially right now, since United States are just deciding to go full wild. Like, once you do this kind of plays, you know, you don't have respect anymore. It's like, you know that they are just forcing you to stay on your spawn. Like, look at this. We have Joel's, yeah, just, you know, trying to walk through T-apps, but just a matter of time, yeah, to find a wrecked on that matter. They're still 2 players left. Trying to hide, or at least in secondary, but I mean, after that, if on the city side you take banana, you take meat, take apps, like, what else you can do? You know, like, you are signing already that that's your property. You know, like they are not allowed just to trespass that. Then, well, I mean, if you get this kind of shot, okay, DJ, that was a really good one. But George just closes that, 15. Well, I mean, match point already for United States. 15-5. Canada, well, maybe they can, try to keep the dream alive, especially right now that they have the full buy.
Do you remember that couple of extra love taps that Canada were giving the US after they got the pistol round? I think that they took that personally. You know, like you said, it is with plays such as those that you really are starting to see just exactly the type of play that of game plan that the US have, and it is like, okay, it doesn't matter if we respect or not. It's all going out the window at this point. George, though, still playing this one carefully. So, I mean, in spite of that last round being a little hectic, now they know what they're facing against. I mean, confidence is gonna be still right there for the American players, but nonetheless, you told us, Lena, when you're holding AKs, some switch may be flipped, and this may be just what Canada need to stay alive. Let's see if they can do so, because I mean, match point is already through here for the US.
I just checked that Drake is 25 kills already. Well, a little bit too crazy. Good trace over there for B3 right now, since 3 sure. Every time I say that, like someone dies, is it's not really unfortunate, but okay. Just Jules and Pluto left alone. They know that. Oh, the timing once again works in favor for the United States. A junior took that quick AWP kill, but now it's all in. It was in Joel's hand. That was so perfect from United States to, I mean, close the first map in such, a good wave, and I mean, how crazy it was to just. It was quick. It was a quick one as well.
It was a very, very quick one. I mean, 16-5. Not the most promising looking, but after all, it did. It was, the pick for the US at the very beginning. Now we're gonna get to see how Canada fare on their own pick, but I guess that we'll have to wait around for just a few minutes before we really get to jump into the action once again. I mean, there was plenty to highlight at the very end. I mean, Rec was pretty much a one-man wrecking crew all by his lonesome. I mean, that man was destroying everything on sight, but the rest of the US also playing with full confidence. I mean, I saw so many times that Junior was able to bring the advantage to his team by literally just making the difference with one shot. One single shot, it's all that he needed to really bring an advantage to the side of the US. And so, well, that is how things pile up on top of one another, and at the very end, well, it was just too much for Canada to overcome on that first map. But let's not forget, unlike the northern cone of the South American and Central American region, this is not a best of one, this is a best of 3. So, of course, Canada still have a chance not only to bring it back in this series, but also maybe bring us into our decider, which, of course, you already know this is an A, so we are going to be finishing off on Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, that will be fun to watch, definitely, but at this point, I don't know, it's hard, right? Because, I mean, we expect, of course, to Canada to feel a little bit more confident in their own pick, but with this score, and particularly in the way that United States were playing, I just feel a little bit hard to believe that maybe Canada, will try to stop this, this aggression, because it was just a constant, I mean, and in the duels, particularly, I mean, we just saw wrecked like 25 kills. Like, yeah, that's how many kills he finished with. I'm not that sure, but I mean, if he feels this confident and he keeps winning the duels at this point, it's a little bit hard, you know, to definitely stop them, I guess. So I don't know. Of course, I do believe that Canada could make a difference in here, especially because I want to see a third map. You know, I want to see Canada fighting back, and like, just make worry it a little bit to United States.
Yeah, I mean, I want to believe as well. It's just that Canada have not made a believer out of me yet. I mean, we are really gonna need to see a very, very different game plan coming in from the Canadian side for our next map. Or if not, then we can call it. After all, like we said, there is only 2 teams in this qualifying region. So Canada and the US, only one of them can make it through and join Guatemala, Colombia, and Argentina, which are the rest of the teams here from the Americas that have made it through. And the US, not gonna lie, it's been looking very, very strong.
Yeah, this is looking really strong. Let's see how it goes. Precisely that second map that we will just about to see in a few minutes. So guys, let's just take a break. Let's drink some water as well, and we'll be right back with you guys.
See you in a bit. Well, we're here once again. Thank you so much for joining us once more. Thank you for your patience in case that you guys already got to see that first map in between the US and Canada. Quite a fast match, if I do say so myself. The US were looking dominant now. It is time for Canada to answer right back.
Yes, it's finally their map big. We're going straight away, for the second match. I mean, no, the second map. And it's going to be Ancient. We just talked about it earlier, about, how important could be to Canada to feel comfortable in their map decision, especially after losing, that Inferno in a really bad way. Where USA, well, we're just taking the lead and it almost I feel like they were feeling unstoppable, right?
I mean, 16-5. It's pretty unstoppable to me. It's looking pretty unstoppable to me. We've seen just how they were able to run over Canada in certain situations. It's not like the Canadian squad didn't get a chance to answer back or that they didn't force certain situations. However, at the end of the day, the shot from the Americans was just to clean their execution were looking on point. I mean, they made most of their advantage on T side from the rip. I mean, of course, it's not like an Inferno is going to be too impossible to do that. However, nonetheless, it was very impressive to see just how clean they were with it. I mean, that also goes to show the experience that these guys have playing with one another. I mean, most of them coming from the same roster. But now we'll get to see if Canada do indeed get a chance to bring this into an even situation, as we are going straight for our map number 2. It is Antiguo this time around, though. Ancient to maybe close things up, or maybe for the Canadian side trying to get a little bit of redemption and bring us into that decider.
Yeah, I mean, this is our time of Canada to try to work this out in the better way for them. Especially right now, okay, with Jules getting the first blood over Swisher, but there is Junior to counter-attack, answering back in a really good way, but George also taking Pluto down. The treats are just amazing in that second and clean headshot. Oh my god, and wrecked again with just the dualies. Walker in a bad position right now, especially since the bomb, well, it's going to be defused. Yeah, and wrecked with the double and with the dualies as well.
Amazing stuff from everybody in the US squad, especially, of course, to the side of George and Junior, who managed to get a bit of the action wreck as well. Of course, let's not forget that, man, we were talking about it, how he was a one-man army. The thing, though, is, like, it's looking like the Avengers, you know what I mean? Like you have a whole team of superstars right here. And so if one is putting in insane amounts of work, well, you can bank your best buck on the fact that the rest of them are also going to be putting in an insane performance. And, well, that has been the case for the US so far, managing to get that first round to go to their side. And now we're going to see a couple of masses here. However, Joel's trying to pay them back for what they did earlier.
Oof, well, that was really nice. Especially, getting that kill through the smoke. But okay, Junior, come on. Just chill a little bit. Canada taking full big control, but Rect is playing really close as well. Tensky on the other side. Just managed to take Junior down. Especially taking, mid control. That was a really good chance for Jules, but wasn't expecting to play Rocket that close. Tensky now with the M4. Was too dangerous to be stopped. But Rush with just the MP9 and 51 HP. That could not end up really well. The timing almost just for a second. DJ reacted the fastest way and took him down. First round of war for Canada, but this looking good. I mean, in comparison that we saw on Inferno, where the United States were up to how many rounds? 4 they got in a row before Canada took their first. But right now it's starting in a 1-2 to 1, basically, it's going to help them a lot, at least to feel motivated.
Well, let's see how it goes. Now Canada have brought this one into an even situation. Walker took them a little bit to get that one. However, the rest of the Canadian forces continued to sweep what was left of the US at that point. And finally, it is the type of action that we were expecting from them. However, Raj, yet again, ever so defiant. Nonetheless, though, DJ, we saw what he did last time around, and for Ancient, it's not going to be an exception. This man, he always ends up putting in the work. However, there on Inferno, it was just not enough for Canada to amount to a little bit something extra to those rounds that they really needed. Will that be the case here now that Canada are going to get their first lead of this series? But I don't know if it's going to be a long-lived one or if the US want to make it as short as possible.
Yeah, well, the United States need to, just wait for that one to pass, especially, I mean, Reg managed to get one with just a USP, but nothing that actually needs to worry them, especially since they made a completely full buy. So, okay, he's in. I thought for a moment he wasn't done it. And we're just going to pick that plant, but Junior is playing really, really close. Of course, wasn't expecting Tensky to be that close. What is that angle? God's sake. He got another one, but Walker just in the right cross of fire. It was, well, securing, you know. Another round, another one for Canada, but still good kills from Junior. Now that the United States has the chance to full buy, this could end up, well, this could turn off in a very different situation.
It could definitely be that. I mean, after all, the Canadians finally getting a taste of sweet victory. It is momentarily so, though. Swisher lighting them up. DJ did end up falling as well, without claiming a bit of sweet revenge. However, it is not enough for Canada to feel comfortable right here. Especially not when George has a little bit of backup at the ready. Pluto gonna have to aim 2 places at the same time if he wants to deal with that situation effectively. And unfortunately, that is not gonna be the case. George getting timing onto that approach. And with Pluto being out of there, Canada have 1 move left. And it seems like the US are onto it already.
That was a really nice kill over Junior. Now it's time to George Russian Rick to make a difference. Oh, almost, well, yeah, hey, 724, well, HP, but not anymore since George just, well, managed to finish that job. But now it's just Tensky taking Rick down, but rushed too fast. Literally in a rush to get that kill. It's going to be diffused, especially, I mean, there is no kit, but there is plenty of time to do that. So securing another round and saving that AWP that could be lethal in Junior's hand.
I mean, we've already seen it. It's not even only with AWP, of course, that man more than well known for his prowess with the op. However, also scouting out last time around, you know what I mean? It's looking so deadly. See what he can do. 4 starters right here. Rush gonna put some util to good use. The US trying to discourage the approach from Canada. Unwisely so. Look at them moving through main, though.
Good aid.
And they're getting ready. They're getting ready, and just a little bit of extra love tabs right there. Oh my lord. Plant is going in, and it will come to pass. However, it is not the pretty situation here for Canada. They are surrounded. It is really going to be left to Pluto here to make the move. To catch them off guard. He does manage to get Swisher. So the offensive may still go and come out on top. However, look at that. The US, they clean up house with plenty of time to boot. That is all that they needed to manage to reclaim and secure this retake. It's beautifully done so by the side of the American crew. Canadians, though, I mean, they were tasting this sweet taste of victory for a couple of rounds. Now that assault advantage, though, we've seen just how effective this squad can be. So, in Canada, they're gonna have to do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, at least it feels a little bit more. Well, yeah, it is close. You know, it's tie. It's a good chance for Canada to keep this momentum up and not letting United States to keep it, well, of course, getting more rounds. But I'm a little bit worried for the economy situation on the T side, right? We have DJ with just a deagle, Tech 9s on Walker, steal 2 Galeals and just 1 AK. So I don't know how that could turn, you know, but I feel like at least for now they just need to play a little bit more for the picks, you know, like waiting for the United States to make the mistake. And yeah, that's how at least right now their positioning is, you know, like playing more safe. Just wait for them, basically, and put a little bit of the pressure that A side is having right now, because that is going to force the United States to literally over-rotate while the bomb is just going to the B side. Still 1 player, well, 2 actually. Cave, 1 more from CT, and George now having the first kill. This is going to definitely help them. Oh, the fake didn't work out in the way that they were expecting. Rect was just right there. The, well, best position. Just take another down, but still DJ now by himself. We tried to get a little bit more information from Gabe, but Junior was just waiting with the AWP. Another round for United States. That was beautiful, you know, because I guess that's the difference between the kind of things that we saw in Inferno, where United States were faking. I mean, that double, triple fake, I don't even know.
Triple
like,
fake,
how many
yeah.
of them went? Yeah, it was just a little bit too crazy, you know, because it's easier, again, to throw the nades, you know, to do, well, that kind of things. But here, I mean, Ancient, it's a bigger map, you know, so they try, they flash enough, they smoke, like, properly and everything. Oh my god, George, with just the timing, that was so unlucky. But again, I just feel like faking on Ancient, it's a little bit harder, I don't know, unless you try to cut the rotations or try to get the rotation from it, you know, but they didn't. Like, they just straight away were 3 guys on B long, and then the rest were just trying to go A long. So at this point, I just feel like, yeah, it's a little bit harder just in general. I'm not saying that Canada did it wrong. It's just like faking that kind of plays in this map. Yeah, it's complicated, let's say, especially since, you know, you can see on the city spawn, the rotations are fast, you know, it's not like they need to walk a lot, so that definitely was something that helped them. Yeah, so at least in this situation, oh my god, I like what George did right now.
Oh my
It's
god,
not fear of anything right now. That second kill, oh boy, Tinsky at least was close enough to revenge his teammates, but oh my god, what a play from George.
I mean, Tensky did what he had to stop the bleeding, but it was a bit too hurtful at that point. Now, definitely going to be a lot tougher of a situation right now for Canada. See how the US answer to this movement that we are seeing through. Junior ever the man at the ready. Pluto cannot take that challenge head on. He's gonna be met by quite a few bullets right in front of him. Joel's trying to play it as safe as he can, but that is gonna give the game away. Under 3 remaining players here for the United States. They are going to collapse in just a few seconds. Tinsky and Joel's, they have to hold the fort down, and unfortunately though, Junior, he's not playing any games. He has 2 places to cover through, and he is gonna get caught off guard by that, so just in the nick of time getting it done. The US have managed to overcome what Canada were bringing at the very beginning, and now the tables have been completely turned around, and this was the play from George. I mean, just so beautiful through the smoke, it mattered not. The damage had already been done, and continuing to demonstrate this same type of confidence on the American side with shots such as that one. I mean, it's been beautiful plays, like you said, Lena.
Yeah, it's a good way to recover, or at least to take the advantage of being on the city side for United States, since, I mean, they can just play, yeah, a lot, being a little bit too aggressive, but still can be patient enough to try to counterattack. Now that the old aggression went straight away to A, Junior needs to play okay, really close with the AWP. He managed to get the double, but the triple, yeah, why not? The rush was just right there to help him. But Pluto, oh my god, once again, by himself, alone. So sad, but at least good rush. Now, oh, okay, the second one, I almost felt the whiff over there on Swisher, but at least he got 2, you know, it's fine. But definitely not something that, well, should be worrying, you know, for United States. I mean, look at their economies. Whatever, you know? Like, yeah, we can afford that. We can afford to lose 2 players.
I mean, they can afford a lot at this point. I mean, look at Junior go. You're packing that much cash, and you are sure to get a mouthful right here. However, look at the way that the US yet again denied this. A bit of attempted aggression from Canada. And it was null effort from the beginning, it felt like. And the US letting them know that indeed it was short-lived bit of aggression coming in from the boys in yellow, but that was only to pay their taxes now that they've paid their dues. They're gonna get those AKs and maybe just maybe a little bit of extra confidence booster. After all, they're backing kind of light on the utility department, and whenever Junior is getting picks such as that one, I mean, it is not gonna be getting easier for Canada. That's been the theme so far, and look at the way that the US, they coordinate their approach. They just had so many angles to work with, and they make the most out of that.
And right now, oof, sadly, I'm feeling the Inferno vibes. You know, I think the score was kind of similar, like 8-3 something. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit hard for, I mean, for me to say what Canada can do about it, but they are getting a little bit crushed, you know, by how the United States is playing. I mean, we can tell about the way, or the plays, I'm sorry, that they died for, you know, like their teammates. They keep trying to fight like mid, but that is, I mean, they lost 3 players over there, so 4 right now with Joel. But it's hard. It is a little bit hard, especially, again, it's all about, I mean, the timing, you know, for the right flashes that you need, and also, I mean, the spawn, you know, the positioning is definitely crucial over there. So I don't know what could be done differently on the T side, but I just hope that once they switch sides, they will feel, well, a little bit more comfy.
Yeah, I mean, being comfortable as well. Not only confident, but feeling like you're in the right position to do so. Raj gonna open things up right here. Junior, you know that the other side of that scope is quite deadly already. Canada kind of in a little bit of a claustrophobic position. It is gonna get even worse. Yet again, another push that is not gonna be very successful. A little bit of pre-firing action coming in from Swisher. Not gonna be necessary right now. DJ trying to analyze his options. And now that he is without Walker, it is just a matter of time before WEC found him. Just like he has found so many frags already. I mean, last time around it was something like 25 or something crazy like that. Now, Junior maybe leading by a little bit. This man is not about to stop doing what he's used to doing, which is eliminating everybody that's in front of him.
Oof, it's... Yeah, I mean, at this point, Canada just needs to sharp a little bit those bullets, right? That was a really nice nade. Pluto managed to take the final damage over Swisher, but... Oh, okay. Densky? Nobody was actually watching mid. That was just perfect, but WEC, he would try just to finish that. He did, but still a 3v3. That was a good advantage. Pluto once again abusing a little bit of that confidence that gives you, like walking through the smoke, but Jules was waiting just in the right time. I didn't even see him, I was too focused on, yeah, I mean, on the bomb being planted, the positioning of false plan, basically. And that was just beautiful, but hey, still George alive, 1v2. Ludo is gone. But DJ just with a deagle, but a Jules as well with the AWP, cool. Definitely be dangerous. George is running out of time. He cannot do anything, but okay, at least he made sure that DJ was no longer part of this same round. George and Jules, I mean, Canada got the round, but didn't manage to keep the AWP.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate right there for the Canadian side as well. That was, by all accounts and means, around a day they should have got cleanly, but George going a little too crazy by the very end. And at least cutting on their losses, right? Even if they're not going to get the round, making sure to cause as much damage as you can. That's going to be the name of the game. Pluto, I thought his aim was looking a little flimsy for a second, but no. It was not going to be the case. Right off the rip. Getting 2 frags. George with the pre-fire, immediately trying to turn around. Situation a little bit closer than perhaps the US were expecting, but Swisher willing to sacrifice a little bit of damage to be able to get a position. Let's see if he can make a play out of this. And it's looking like he won't need to. Yeah, with only George being left alive, he is just trying to keep that up for himself. Oh!
That was
scary.
Flash,
that was
though.
very scary.
Yeah, I mean,
It was.
He hit him. It's just great. I don't understand how sometimes the AWP works, because, yeah, it feels like you can flake on, I don't know. I don't even know where it could be, but look at that. I mean, the cross, the crosshair was literally on his body, but I don't know, it works like that sometimes. But hey, seems like we do have the same score that how we finished that first one.
I mean, 6 rounds to go here for the US. That's still a little bit more than what Canada have got for themselves right now. Let's see, though. Now the US are the ones that are going to be playing on the offensive. Trying to open up A right off the rip. Tinsky gonna meet the same fate that his teammates. Well, his teammate, Singular, Jules, is also no longer part of the living. And look at them, like, it's been that just the perfect crazy shot that we've seen from the side of the US. I mean, it's not like Canada cannot do the same, right? Like, we know these guys, they have that same ability, and just think of DJ, putting me right there. Oh, yo! Oh my god! It was not meant to be, but DJ, I mean, that is, if we were talking about confidence boosters, that is one right there.
Hey, that was beautiful shot from DJ, especially with the USB. I mean, it feels clean, like a good headshot, you know, with the Glock, for example, with the Deagle, of course, but I feel like with the USB, it's just nice, you know, like, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. He's nice with it. He's nice with it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, it's cool, but, yeah, that was unfortunate. I mean, good way again to start this way from United States, especially since, well, Canada need to do something desperate, and that's the kind of plays that we want to see. Switchers is down, but okay, just the bullets. Hey, calm down. 21 HP for Pluto. DA was already pushing and gathering some information from Long. Now they do have the bomb in control, so their rotations need to be more effective at this point. George took DJ down, but fair players alive, and with the bomb drop, that could be really dangerous. Still 1 minute though. They need to hurry a little bit, especially with all the pressure, you know, that they have to plant the bomb. Tinsky with the Mac once again. Junior and Wrecked with just a double. Oh boy, what a beautiful way to just try to finish this. 35 seconds of that clock, and Jules is just by himself.
Okay.
And not anymore in the map. So that seems like a disconnection on his side. Oh, so unfortunate. So we will have like a tech pause for now.
Yeah, it seems like we're gonna have to wait around just a little bit, and just when, well, Canada, they were trying to make it back, the US tried to close this one out. Let's not forget they did get the first map on Inferno, meaning that they are just 4 rounds away from qualifying to the WEC. Bit of a technical pause. Don't worry, guys. Should have come back soon enough. I mean, a bit unfortunate here. Nothing going the way of Canada right now. But hey, we got those plays from DJ at least. We saw a couple of rounds ago. That was nice. Not to be too much of a doomer right here. Sorry for that one, but it is just looking like the US are unstoppable right now, and I don't know. I mean, at the very least, we talked about it in like some of the exhibition matches we got. Maybe knowing that they're so close to the edge here for Canada of elimination, you know, maybe that is going to bring a little bit of extra something out of them, just relieving them of the extra pressure. I don't know. But something needs to be made right here. We're gonna have to wait though until we get that bit of a reconnection right here. The US, only 4 more rounds to go before they close this one out, and well, they join Colombia, Argentina, and Guatemala.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, I'm sorry, secure by United States, definitely, and especially with this spy. At least we have the rest of the players of Canada back. And I don't know what just happened, but seems like, well, we are just waiting, of course, to continue with this
Yep.
match. But I was just saying that it's funny when you're in a tech pals or whatever, and everyone is just looking at each other. Like like I don't know, they look cute. Like the little characters. So I don't know. It's just a little bit of funny moments that you have in a game. But seems like we don't have problems anymore. So we're about to start once again right with this match, round 18. And and well, Canada has a really hard job to do here if they want to take this to a third map. But Junior, well, just taking the advantage once again. Jules, it's gone. And 3 players of Canada are from Canada playing on the B side, but the rotations need to be more effective, especially right now that Tensky has the information about how close they could be. But George, with just a Galil, taking his head. Still 2 players more from a CT. Oh, the damage over there about the spray was just on point. Is 1 minute to work with to fake a little bit of that plant. And DJ through the smoke got a headshot over Junior here. But wasn't expecting Rush to be that close either. So D and Walker with just the Deagle. Nope, he took a double one. But it's going to be a really hard one to make.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, too close for comfort. Too close. I'm glad that we got to catch it on screen, because it's like, okay, it's getting awfully close, and well, minute that you find out you're getting stabbed in the back. I mean, it happens sometimes. I mean, the US, you can tell just how much they're brimming right now in the confidence department. That round is through, though, for Canada. They're gonna need to keep their wits about themselves. Oh my lord, Rack. This man cannot be stopped.
Yep, just getting the triple straight away.
It's rough to rip.
I mean, that was the round that Canada needed, especially they had rifles to fight that, But, I mean, the timing over there was just so unfortunate. I mean, at least Walker is taking 2 right now, making... Oh, wasn't expecting Rush that close either, but... Now is DJ by himself. He needs to smoke that moment, especially... Try to... do something, but Rush say, no, 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 just with the Mac 10. We'll try to close this. Just run...
Rush.
And 1 more round. Oh wait, it's just like that second kill. I mean, Tensky wasn't. I don't know the timing, because it was blinded.
Yes.
I mean, Red was completely blinded, but I don't know, just things, CS things. Sometimes they do really pray for the CS god timing over there, and that's how it works. It seems like United States want to finish this in a really fast way, especially right now. Taking the full control and especially full aggression on B along. George Swisher is closing this a little bit better under the hill. Oh, Walker with the double. That was just beautiful to see. Swisher on the other hand, let's tuck him down. But now it's just Tensky against the rest of United States team. That's just going to secure them the match point situation. I mean, right? Says, well, just 1 more. Even if it's a team kill, it's like it could count. Yeah.
I mean, for a second right there, when we got to see, okay, Canada paid their dues. Now they're gonna get rifles. They're gonna get a chance to fight. But it wasn't the case. I mean, I really thought that we're gonna start to write the story of maybe a little baby comeback. I don't mean to say, okay, they can bring it all the way back in that situation, but that would have been definitely something incredible. But nonetheless, I thought, like, okay, this could be the start of something, but Then the US is like, nah, story's over. Book's cut. On to the next one. And however, though, Walker is still trying to deliver with that AWP. A couple of extra shots that could prove incredible here. Canada fighting on for their life, quite literally so. They cannot drop
look at...
a single more.
Yeah, but look at the positioning of...
Yeah.
I think it's George. Not sure. Like, he's already in full control of the CT side, so... He's gonna... Oh, boy. At least he got one. But Walker fast enough. So now it's all in rush. He is the one defining if this ends, you know, in a 60-5, or if Canada will still alive. That's so dangerous.
Look at Rush.
Now with...
Oh, man.
What's going on?
Oh, my God.
Please, just shoot.
Oh,
just
my
shoot the bomb.
God.
He did it. He
got it. No way, Rush.
Oh,
we
my
just got him like that.
nerves.
What?
I would have been like spraying like crazy, you know, but I mean, it's all about that control that these players have. I mean, Rush has such a big, huge experience, you know, in CS.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how many years, but
yes, he has.
you can tell, you know, in the temple that they have in this kind of situations, you know, like, they're not nervous at all. I will be freaking out. I mean, I was right now, and I'm not even playing, but if I was in his situation, like, right there, I would be like, I mean, he knew that they were two players, so of course he needed to be a little bit aware of that, but I don't know, that was just so beautiful to see, beautiful way to close that second map, and seems like we actually got the same score that in Inferno, right?
It was 16-5 yet again, so bit of a bummer there for Canada. However, the US will make it through with their superstar alignment. I mean, there is those boys at EG are definitely very proud, and also ATK and Willing to Bet. Those guys are also feeling good about themselves. So there we have it for our regional qualifiers here in America. The first ones that qualified were Guatemala and Colombia. Then we got to see Argentina and their path through as well there in the South American region. And now for the northernmost part in this showdown between Canada and the US, it ends up being a swift 2-0 here for the United States. And honestly, looking like one of the strongest teams that we got to see. Well, the strongest team that we got to see, at least by how they were so decisive, and that 2-0 really doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. And well, now the US will get a chance also to join the rest of the qualified squads to fight for the better part of those $100,000 that are on the line.
Yeah, I mean, I will be so happy, and I mean, I hope to see United States facing Guatemala, for example, you know, because
that would be great.
You have Malvs over there, so yeah, it's, I don't know, everything could happen at this point, but it's going to be a LAN event, you know, so that's how exciting things can definitely get in a tournament like that. And I mean, there's still a lot of IESF, you know, action in the future as well. I mean, we might just finish with this part of the region with CSGO, but still pretty good to see like how good these players are. And I mean, who knows, you know, like the future of the promising of CS here.
Yeah, and don't forget that it's not only about CS as well. It's World Esports Championship for a reason. There is much more than just CS to go. In case that you guys are fans of some other esports, then feel free to check the rest of what IESF has to offer. But I do believe that this is gonna be it for us today. I don't know if production really has anything else left for us to say. We definitely saw quite a few very nice plays on both ends, mainly on the American side, it has to be said. And it was a bit of fun, all those qualifiers, both on the northern cone, central and the northern part of South America, the southmost part of South America now, all the way up north. It was definitely a pleasure, and thank you also to IESF and the rest of the people that make this possible. Because, well, of course, North America, definitely a very well-known region all throughout the globe in pretty much every esport ever imaginable. But Central America and South America, not so much. So thank you so much for also bringing a little bit of the spotlight right there. And of course, in CS, it's quite the opportunity to do so, because there's plenty of talent all over the continent. And so I'm just very happy to get to see efforts like this. And thank you so much to everybody that also watched. We are still waiting for our MVP to find out who got the most glory, let's say, for this match right here. Of course, the US as a unit, as a team, we managed to pretty much clean house. But who did the most out of that squad? Who do your bets be on, Lena?
Oof, I mean, Rek was really good, since Inferno, we saw him, doing crazy things, especially, since the very beginning of the pistol rounds, he got like 2 important kills, especially with dualies. I'm not sure, like, how many kills he got in this ancient map, because we saw shining a little bit more, I don't know, to George, Swisher as well.
Yeah.
But for me, I will say Rek could have taken the MVP, but it could go to, anyone, like Rush. We just saw what he did, so it's just...
At the very end, the experience coming through.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
so.
For sure.
We are just...
But...
waiting.
We're just waiting. Production is telling us we're just waiting for that last MVP before we get to say goodbye for today. And it seems like indeed we already got it. So let's go show it to our public without further ado. And it seems, of course, that it was Rek, the one that managed to come out on top, even out of the winning team here in the US side. 43 kills total. My lord, this man was deleting everything on sight. And we saw just how great, just overall great plays coming in from the entirety of the American squad. But it is Rek, the one that deserves the MVP for today. And well, I hope that he continues to deliver that same type of performance further down in the rest of these World Esports Championships. And of course, LAN is the next stop, so they'll get to face off versus one another, and that is also very exciting.
Yes, it's super exciting just to see, how much potential these players have, but they will need to face like teams from Europe, from Asia, so there is a lot of talented teams around the world, and gathering in a tournament like this one is, it's just going to be really nice to see. I hope we get, of course, the chance, to keep an eye on these teams, and especially in these players, because, these tournaments also help to find like future promises, of CS in particular in players. So that could be a really good spotlight for some of them if they want just to keep growing, into the scene.
Of course. CS has got plenty to go. Maybe global offensive no longer, but we know that there is more coming our way here for the CS community. By the way, I think that is gonna be it for us today. So thank you so much for tuning in for this regional qualifiers. I hope that you guys enjoyed the action, that you got to root for your favorites, bring out some of the national pride out with those flags. But Lena, anything that you want to add before we say goodbye?
Well, not really. Again, just thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoyed like as much as we did this CS tournament, and in general, the CS action, because we love to see some good shots, good plays as well. And that will be it, Roy. I'm so happy, so glad that we had the chance to be here together, especially for this beautiful game. So, well, that will be it on my side. So, thanks so much, guys, for watching again. And we will see you until the next time, Roy.
All right, be seeing you. Congrats to qualified teams. Bye bye.